You know, it should be fairly evident after watching a few of my videos that I have not had charm school. None of these things are scripted. None of these things are rehearsed. I just speak off the cuff because I just want to share with you guys what it is I know about this. Dry fasting is really interesting. We've talked about many subjects. I'd like to reapproach another one today about the endogenous water created inside the body and how important this is. You know, life is a vibrational expression of molecular life. And just like a banjo player walks in on a Beethoven symphony being played, there's a dissonance introduced into that nice symphony. That's what happens when you drink water. When you drink water, which is why I like dry fasting, you're drinking a lot of frequencies that come in. You're drinking a lot of other things that come with the water supply. Unless you're doing RO and remineralizing, you're drinking stuff that doesn't get dissolved in the waste treatment plants and ends up, going into your body and affecting it. There are thousands of pharmaceutical drugs that go into the water supply that don't get denatured in the system. And although they're diluted, you're getting a huge soup of hundreds and thousands of different types of pharmaceuticals that everybody urinates in the bathroom, goes into the water treatment plant, and it comes out in the drinking water. Yeah, there's maybe not much bacteria, but there's a lot worse in there than just the bacteria, which is why I suggest really drinking clean water. The problem is when water goes in that's got all these frequencies, it interacts with your molecular structure. The thing with dry fasting is that when you dry fast, you stop drinking water. You stop taking in all this negativity, because really that's what it is. And at this point, or 2 days into it, your body starts manufacturing its own water. It kind of does it every day if you're not drinking much water, but for the most part, your body will make its own water in the ATP process, transforming fatty acids into energy. There's a lot of water made. 100 grams of fat makes 110 grams of water. So you got a positive water pressure in the cells. And what this is an ability to flush out the negative water, the dead zones, the dead water. This is living water. This is the water that's absolutely pure H2O. This is the stuff that Gerald Pollack talks about in the fourth phase water, the structured water that lays down in sheets. This is why I suggest, if you really are so thirsty you can't take it, is to do some ice chips, because as the ice melts, it's providing structured water, which is very similar to what your body makes. So if you go to the store and get distilled water or RO water and freeze that up into ice cubes, that's a good solution for that. Not a handful of ice cubes, a few chips, just to satiate yourself. Now this is really important, because when you have clean water being manufactured in the cells, the cell has a positive pressure of endogenous water. It's flushing out all the negative water that's been absorbed into the cells. It's also why parasites can't live. You parch them out. They can't make their own endogenous water. That's why you get rid of parasites on a dry fast. As that water is flushed out of the cell, it goes into the surrounding extracellular matrix. The extracellular matrix is the part that flushes into the lymphatic system, the lymphatic vessels, the lymph nodes, and into the bowel. So you end up with this huge flush at the end of a dry fast of all the stuff that's been flushed out of your cells. That's what the orange goo is. Could be something else I'll talk about in another video, as far as these iron storage lockers that happen, because we accumulate iron over a lifetime, which is why I donate blood. But I think dry fasting may be a very effective way of getting rid of some of this iron in the iron lockers, which is why it's orange. Rust is orange. So the idea of dry fasting is certainly great for all these stem cell regeneration and all this other stuff going on, and getting rid of your glycogen and reducing the amount of sugar in the bloodstream and all that sort of good stuff. But one of the most important things that's kind of overlooked is the benefit of making your own endogenous water. Because if you make that stuff, you flush your body out, and it helps you flush out the stuff that's being torn apart and dissolved out and gotten rid of, the toxins and stuff. It's the vehicle that flushes that stuff out. And because there's a positive pressure in the cells for making it, you end up benefiting by all this cleaning. It's a cleansing process. I'll be talking about some other things tomorrow. In particular, I think what I might do is get into this idea of weight loss using dry fasting. I see a lot of people have made some comments that they get a lot of weight after they dry fast, and more than after they water fast. Well, you've lost muscle on a water fast. That's the problem with a water fast. But with a dry fast, if you gain a lot of weight back, you're either not reading the book and you're not following the regimes of what you do after you exit a dry fast, or you've got a bad diet that's way loaded in the carbohydrates and sugars and stuff that ends up packing on the weight, or maybe too high of a protein, which breaks down into gluconeogenesis to make sugars, which puts on the weight. It's kind of a complicated mess, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. But today, one of the reasons, probably one of the best reasons to dry fast, is to clean out all the negativity, all the negative water, all the dead water, and flush your body out with living water. That's what I do.